Alright, what's going on, guys, and welcome back. At this point, you should know the drill. We got a new Pokemon Scarlet and Violet trailer that includes information about the DLC. We're going to be checking that out, reacting to it. Then we also got some news regarding other aspects of the DLC that's on the Pokemon website. As you know, they don't always showcase everything. There's always like a couple extra things. So we're going to go through all of that today, and that's pretty much it. We're keeping it chilled today, alright? This Nintendo Direct was actually good. If you guys didn't already know, we also got Dragon Quest Monsters and Pikmin 4 information as well, which I did do a video on yesterday. You could check that out, but without further ado, let's see. I haven't seen this yet, by the way. So let's see. Let's see what's going on. So this is all stuff we've seen before. They're trying to nostalgia bait the game that just came out. Come on, let's go. All right, here we go. The hidden treasure of Area 0. All right. The Teal Mask, Part 1. This is our Isle of Armor equivalent, presumably. You know, small area, probably going to be adding stuff that helps with PvP. You guys know my opinion on that. You know, adding more national Pokemon back. Festival of Masks. This kind of reminds me of the main area in Legends. These are the Loyal 3. Out here looking like yokai. I like the bird one, though. Not a huge fan of the other two. Bird one's cool. I got this Mask Legendary guy. Now this looks like part 2. The foreign exchange student thing. Welcome to Blueberry Academy. The Indigo Disc. Okay, there's a giant park under the sea. Jesus. Okay, so this is going to be the bigger DLC, the Crown Tundra equivalent. You know, more National Dex Pokemon. Those cube things are interesting. They're going to have a lot of biomes, obviously, because they got that sort of like nature preserve park they got going on. And we've seen that thing before. Okay, so planned release for the Teal Mask, fall 2023. Planned release for Indigo Disc, 2023 winter. Makes sense, available for purchase now. And they have a raid for Gimmighoul. Not really important for what we're checking out. So yeah, my overall thoughts on the trailer and whatnot. Look, guys, it's hard for me. And I've just put out a video yesterday talking about, you know, a lot of people think that I'm just like a Pokemon hater. Like I automatically just hate anything Pokemon related. I had a couple comments basically saying that I don't hold Pokemon to the same standard that I hold indie monster taming games, which doesn't even make sense because the amount of resources the companies have are completely different. But like a lot of this trailer, like don't get me wrong, like I'm interested to see what the DLC brings. I thought the Sword and Shield DLC was kind of underwhelming. It looks like this is following the same path, with the first area being kind of like the small thing where you're on a little island and you're doing whatever. And then the second one's going to be the big thing where you get like an expansive area to explore and whatnot. But they spent a lot of time showcasing National Dex Pokemon. And regardless of your thoughts on the national dex thing, or, you know, the fact that there's ways to work around having to pay for them, like you can trade people or whatever, like, I don't like that national dex Pokemon are being used as a focal sell, like as a main selling point for these DLCs. Like, oh, look, you can use like Flygon again, or you know, this person was using Poochyena. Look, guys, like some Pokemon are back. Like, you know, either cut the national dex or don't just cut it saying you're going to improve stuff and then slowly make us pay for the Pokemon again, especially when it's the same model. So that's all I have to say with that. You guys could say that makes me a hater all you want. I really don't care. I don't think that's hating. I think that's just like calling a business out for its practices, but whatever. Let's check out some of this stuff, because there does seem to be some interesting aspects of this DLC. And first, we're starting with the teal thing. Not the teal thing, sorry. The indigo... What's it called? The indigo whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. Introducing some of the characters you'll meet at Blueberry Academy. So this is for DLC Part 2. You'll meet plenty of new people while studying abroad. Among them are Cyrano, the director of the academy, and Lacey, a student there. He acts as... So Cyrano, or if that's how you say his name... he acts as a director of Blueberry Academy, which he founded. Having heard rumors about you and your adventures, he visits Paldea to invite you to his institution as an exchange student. It seems that he is a longtime acquaintance of Director Clavel. Lacey, a second-year student at Blueberry Academy. She's a reliable person who shows you around the academy when you first arrive. Her Pokemon and battling skills are apparently nothing to scoff at. So, you know, just a couple characters, nothing too crazy there. We could talk about these legendaries here. We got Okidoggy. Or Okidogi, I guess, because it's like Okidoki. Munkidori and Fezandipedis toxic chain ability. So they have some sort of ability that they all share in Part 1, the Teal Mask. So they all have toxic chain, which is a new ability being introduced in the DLC. When one of these three Pokemon hits an opponent with a move, the power of the toxic chain on all three Pokemon may cause the opponent to become badly poisoned. Oh, okay. That's kind of cool. The Pokemon that appear will be different depending on your version. This is back to the whole National Dex thing. Like, look, you can get Gligar if you get the Scarlet DLC. Then if you want the rest of the Pokemon, you get the Violet DLC. And yeah, you could trade, but if you're someone who's into like VGC and stuff, you're gonna want access to those Pokemon so you can, you know, breed them, and especially Gligar, so you could like breed them and get them ready like as soon as possible. So it does give you that kind of like, yeah, you could technically get the Pokemon, but it's really inconvenient. Or you could transfer them, but you got to pay for Pokemon Home. Like, I'm not a big fan of this. I don't think these should be a selling point for DLC at all, because it just becomes a cycle. Every gen they cut more Pokemon, then they add some of them back. Like you're gonna be paying for the same Pokemon every few years. Okay, so your base of operations during your school trip. In Part 1, the players will head to Mosui Town in the land of Kitakami, which will act as their base of operations. The community center in the middle is a public gathering place where locals can get together and chat. There's also a shop nearby with toys and magazines on display, and just outside, you'll be treated to a view of the picturesque fields and rice paddies. There's a park a short walk from the town called Loyalty Plaza, where you can see a statue of Okidogi, and the other two, which are called the Loyal Three. To the east of the village, you'll find Kitakami Hall. This is a venue where villagers will hold Festival of Masks, a tradition that has been passed down for generations. A variety of stalls appear during this festival, selling everything from candy apples to yakisoba. Children and adults alike can enjoy them for this event. The Terrarium, an undersea facility that sustains artificial biomes. Blueberry Academy for Part 2 is the home to the facility called the Terrarium, which maintains a variety of ecosystems that provide livable environments for Pokemon. This world-renowned park beneath the sea was constructed to bolster the learning environment for strong trainers. The terrarium is made up of 4 areas, each of which feature a unique climate and ecosystem. The artificial sky projected onto the ceiling walls changes to reflect the time of day and weather. The temperature of each area is also carefully regulated, and you will find completely different Pokemon in each area. Fair enough. Oh, they even got a Alolan Executor. And that's pretty much it for that aspect. I mean, okay, this is what I'm going to say. In concept, the terrarium idea actually sounds really cool. I think that's a good way for them also to, like, justify having like a desert next to an ice area, next to an island kind of resort area, next to a mountain range. Like, I actually think that's a pretty interesting idea. Again, I'm not a big fan of the whole like old Pokemon are back, pay for our DLC, but like I do like the idea of, you know, finding more Pokemon in a new area. And this area seems like the kind of like a perfect place for like a DLC. So I'm not going to sit here and say like this is the best thing since sliced bread, but I do think, you know, we got some interesting things in store. As far as the legendaries are concerned, like I'm not 6 years old anymore. I don't really care that much about legendaries. I'm just, you know, interested to see how these DLCs play out, and if these DLC updates will also, you know, come with simultaneous updates that fix more of the game's performance issues and whatnot. But other than that, you guys let me know in the comments. What do you think about the Scarlet and Violet DLC? Do you think the game needs more polish before they put out DLC? Do you think that, like, you know, you're excited for the DLC, you want it to come out now? Or do you have, like, sort of like a mixed opinion like me? Because I'm not like, the Scarlet Violet DLC, Because, like, you know, it gives me an excuse to pick up the game again, which I did have fun playing. But I'm also not like super amped either. I'm really amped for Dragon Quest Monsters and stuff like that. But that's because it's a whole different IP. Like, we've done this Pokemon cycle a lot. So, but yeah, let me know how you're feeling. And if you did enjoy the video and you want to stay up to date on Pokemon news or just a monster taming fan in general, definitely subscribe to the channel for daily content. You can check out my Twitter, Discord, and Patreon linked below. And just wanted to say special thanks to the patrons, especially Jim Hamilton, Dro Ghost, Dark Persona Exodus, and Candy Morency. And I'll see you next time. Peace.